All right, let's see if I can do this. My goal is to try to just get you guys a little bit familiar with how to time a race. First of all, my password on this computer is 8866. You come to our screen. Let's see if I can zoom here. Maybe not. All right, so we go to AG Race Timing, which is this app here. It opens up this toolbar. You go to the race that you're timing. We'll go to Hope for Lillian Grace 5K. So we're here right now. This shows different athletes that are signed into, you can see that through Run Sign Up. What you'll want to do is sync it. And what it's doing is pulling all the new people that have signed up for the race into the race. This is Hope for Lillian Grace. You can also click on this up top, if you could see that. I'm clicking on the name of it. You can also look at the other race, which is the 1 mile fun run. So you can see here, there's 71 people signed up for that. If you go to the 5K, there's 85 people signed up. Then you could do all, and it would add those numbers up to 156. So that's who's signed up for both events. Remember, you have to sync it, and what that does is that pulls anyone else that has signed up since you've sunk it last. All right, so you do that prior to the race starting, or these are two. If there's two events like this race, it's prior to that. So if you need to, you can go in here and change someone's number and things like that. Hopefully you won't have to do that, but it allows you to make any edits in there. All you do is you double click on it, and it has their bib number, their name, if they lose their bib, their age. Then you would hit save after any of those changes. That may not happen, but it might, and it's good to know how to do that. So, like I say, make sure you're syncing it. Then before the race starts, you're going to go time a race. It's going to say, which of today's races do you want right now? For this case, the Lillian Grace race, Hope for Lily, you want both races. It doesn't say you're going to start them at the same time. It just says you want access to both of them. So you check the races that you're at. Both of these are checked. You hit continue. All right, so this is kind of the other screen, which is our timing screen. On here, you'll see athletes. So these are all the different athletes in the events. It'll show, if you can see this, it'll say Lillian Grace 1 mile. Then if you bring this down, it'll show the 5K. It'll just show you the athletes. Here, it shows that we haven't started the race yet. See, it says 0 and 0. We're not going to be working with any of this. This is like to chip time, which is not what we're going to talk about right now, which is, having antennas and chip timing. We're not going to do that. What we are going to do is manually time. Manually time is generally less equipment, less things that can go wrong when you're starting. You need to really learn how to do this because even if you're chip timing, you need to know how to manually time just in case something kind of goes sideways. First important part is, so if you have two different races, say you have a 1 mile race starting at 8:30 and the 5K starting at 9, when you start, if you're timing both races, you want to make sure only the one that's checked is, the only race that's starting at that first time is checked, right? So what you could do then, you get your horn ready, right? And then you just, all you have to do, you see it says start, hit the space bar. So you have the horn ready, you start the race. All you do right now is hit the space bar, and you'll see that that race that is checked time is going up. All right, and this also allows you to, so okay, so that's, we hit the space bar. This one isn't because it wasn't checked. So you can, if for whatever reason you miss it, you can edit the time. We'll just do that. We'll edit it just to show you. We'll get kind of a more time like a race would be. So I just edited it and then I hit save. So now it just changes the start time of the race. You can also, if things go, if by a mistake, you know, you didn't mean to do it or you want to practice it, you can finish the race. Are you sure you want to finish the race? Yes. We can reset it. Are you sure you want to reset the race? Yes. So now it's back to 0. All right. So that's a good way to kind of practice that. We're going to start it again. So I just hit the start button, or you can hit the space bar. We'll edit the time just to show you that again. So we're going to edit. We'll just kind of put a finishing, kind of a more of a finishing time. So I just moved it up to 17 minutes. All right. So here's how it works with manually timing a race. One person is at the computer, they have their computer there, and one person has a checklist of bibs. So when a person crosses, you want to make sure, first of all, I should say, you want to make sure that this check mark here is not checked. All right. So what you want to do is when somebody crosses, here comes the first finisher, you hit, that person hits the space bar. Here comes another finisher, hits the space bar. So they are what we call time stamped. So you could see, it's hard to see, but there are 2 different times there. So it would be whatever time is on here would be clicked. The other person is writing down numbers, right? So say they got 2 people in, say the first one is 301. You push that in, that's going to go to the top of that list, right? So say the next one's 303 because you have the checklist, that's there, all right? So you got one person, just only thing they're doing is capturing times. You see 3 people showing up at the race, 1, 2, 3. The other person, the only thing they're doing is writing down numbers in order. So if you look at that, you got to make sure that you have the same number that they do, right? So so then you're just taking this list, if there's a break in the race or whatever, where you can type down numbers, you're hitting that, and you just got to make sure there's one assigned to that number. So you just do it, and it will do it to the fastest runner first. So as long as the person hitting this at the same time has the same number as this, you're good. Now let's say somebody doesn't have a bib, right? Or they're not registered, or they've ran through it twice. You have to just keep an eye on that. And if that person has a timestamp, you got to kind of you can make up a bib, right? And that'll at least hold that place. So it's really kind of nice to have the person also do their best to write the time down too that goes in there. And it works that way. The other way is to check the bib. Check this here. If you see that, I checked the bib. And so now you just type in their number when you see them coming, right? So say they cross, say it's 306. Their number will show up at the time that you type that in. This can work if you have a smaller race and someone could just yell out the numbers when they're in. You can keep them in order. It's not as easy if you have a whole bunch of people coming in at the same time. So we kind of recommend doing the space bar and putting it on there for the most part. But at times, if you do see it, you can check it and you know that that's the right time that they came in. So if you do see it, you can alternate between the two. So the next one might be a space bar, right? So the person still is writing down the numbers in time, in the order that they come in. But if you do know it here, it's a good kind of way to double check and what we call give it like a landmark of, okay, I know that time's right because I saw them come in. So remember, this person, all they do is keep track of the order that they are in. This person just timestamps, and when there's a little break, you can start entering the numbers in. And basically, after the race is done, you can go to action keys. You would hit division results and bottom fill here and publish. And what that would do is it's going to publish it online, the results, after you feel like you have it correct. Another way to do it, to give awards, let me go back to that. So you're here at the timing screen. You can minimize it. Go to view reports. Go to division reports. I'm looking at this. Let's see. What I'm going to do, I think I did the 1 mile. You got to make sure the right race is on there. So for instance, if the 1 mile isn't giving awards, you don't even have to go to that one. But I think for whatever reason, I was giving, I put in numbers that are related to that. So anyway, I went from the timing screen, which was here, so you don't do this until, the race is over. I minimized it. I go to view reports and I go to division results, and it takes a second, but eventually it will show you, well, I don't have division results there. It'll show you, view reports, just do overall results. It'll show you the orders of the people here. So you see the 4 numbers that I have in are here. Anyway, that's a small thing. I just felt like I should take a little video and show you how that works.